Hi, I'm Harwood. I play guitar in 1,000 Enemies. Been out and got myself a new power supply today, and as there weren't many videos on the internet when I was trying to research them, I thought I'd do one to try and help you guys out there deciding when you're looking for a new power supply. First, before I get into it, I want to thank Mark at Hot Rocks Nottingham for he spent a long time with me on the phone. Anyone who knows me well will know that I'm a bit of a guitar geek, so we had a long chat trying to decide what the best power supply for my needs currently, and then what I could need in the future as well as I expand my pedal collection. The power supply we've gone for is a Cioks DC10. It's got 10 outputs, all do standard 9 volt at 100 milliamps. Then the last 4, as well as doing 9 volt, they can split to do 12 volt, and one of the 4 can even do 15 volts. 2 of those 4 can do 200 milliamp, and the last 2 can do 400 milliamp. I'll open the box up so we can see what's in there. As you can see, we've got the power supply and the flap here, which has got all the cables under it, all the different connections, some of Cioks' own connections as well for getting the most out of the power supply. We'll start with the power supply, just get that out. So here we have it, this is the Cioks DC10 unit. You can see across the front we've got the different power supply outlet ratings, tells you the voltage and the current rating as well. The first 4 are 9 volt DC and they do 100 milliamp output. The next 2 are both 9 or 12 volts and they both run at 200 milliamps. Now the last 4, the first ones are 9 or 12 volts at 400 milliamps. The second pair can do 9, 12 or 15 on the very last one at 400 milliamps as well. Now the most important thing about this power supply is it's all individually isolated. But we say all, but it's in 8 groups. So these power supplies 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They are the first 6 groups, and then there's a group shared over those pair and a group shared over those pair. What individually isolated mean is each power outlet has its own grounding point. This is important because when you're using your pedals you will get a lot of noise if you don't have individual grounding points, because it can be transferred through the power supply and it picks up through your amp as well and it causes havoc with noise gates. The only thing to think about is as these 2 share a ground for 2 connections, it may cause some noise issues if you're running multiple pedals that don't get along with each other on the same chain, but it should be fine. On the front you can see, rather than using the standard plugs that you would you expect to find on power supplies on the backs of pedals, we've actually got RCA connections, which is it's a nice addition. I've not seen it before, and I think it looks slightly nice. And as much as you can say about power connections, I do think it looks a lot more nicer than a normal plug. On the back we've got the dipper switch, which allows you to select between the volume and the current rating for each of the power supplies on the front, and you've got the voltage changer and the power in. On the bottom we've got the table that tells you what the dipper switch does and all the other bits and goodness that tells you that it's all marked up and what have you for safety ratings. The feet are removable and it's got 3 holes in the bottom to help you fasten it to your pedal board. Especially this has been made to fit on a pedal train 2 or any of the pedal train products for that matter, where you can just bolt it to the bottom and forget about it. Let's see what we've got in the box. So in the box, under the cable flap, we've got plenty to go at, so I'll get them out one by one. I'm not sure what order they're going to come in. We'll talk about them there. So this is the run of normal cables that you'd expect to get that just go to your normal 9 volt pedals. As you can see, they've got the RCA connection on one end to go into the power supply, and then again the normal kind of plug to go into your effects pedals. There's 2 that are 30 centimeters in length, 2 that are 50 centimeters in length, and 2 that are 80. And there's also one that's 50 centimeters in length with a straight plug. I'm just trying to find it. There you go. Straight plug, so you can see what I mean there. The next one that I'm going to have got out is a 9 volt battery clip. So if you've got a pedal that it doesn't have a normal socket on the back for a power supply, you can make it think it's got a 9 volt battery in with this. And then you can see again RCA cable on the end. Now this is one of the Cioks cables. It allows you to, I think it's stack, I'd say bridge 2 power outlets together into one pedal. So this could be useful for, say, a line 6 pedal where it's a multi-effects pedal where you need a lot more power than the others. So that'll use up 2 power outlets for powering the one. Then we've got a red one with the red RCA, red plug on the end. This is for pedals that require a centre positive, whereas all the normal ones are centre negative. So you've got one of those there. Next one we've got a green one. Now this green one, it's similar to the red one, it's got centre positive, but the diameter inside is slightly smaller, I believe, than the normal ones. So when you've got a pedal that requires that, you've got a cable for it. Then again, another green cable, exactly the same as the last one. This is a Cioks cable that acts as a daisy chain, so you can see it's got 2 of the power plugs on to 1 RCA, so you could run it off one of the higher ampage outlets on the power supply, and that'll power 2 standard stomp boxes. For some bespoke pedals and older pedals, some of them require almost like a mini jack plug you get for your headphones, and that's tip positive from RCA again for the power supply. And another cable where we can link 2 power outlets together and then run it to any of the cables that are in the pack. Finally, the most important bit, the kettle lead. Not a lot to say about that, it's a kettle lead. And we spoke about pedal board mounting and pedal chains. It comes with a plate and the necessary screws and even a little Allen wrench in there, so you can screw that down to whatever you need to fasten it to. So that's it, that's all that's in the box, other than the instructions, which no one ever reads. I hope you've enjoyed my video and you found it useful. Laters.